Welcome back to the Port Macquarie Regional Stadium, and we've got an under-20 men's clash in store for you folks watching at home. It's the Maitland Redbacks against the Wallsend Wolves, and this will be a Hunter Hornets local derby between these two very skilled outfits. Oh, really nice start there from the Maitland Redbacks. Nice little 4-on-3 platform. Goes through from acting half. He's searching around. And that's a changeover there. Penalty there. First set of the 6 now for the Wallsend Wolves as they make their way out of their own end. And an early penalty there for the Wallsend Wolves. Nice industrious rucking. They're going to head towards their sideline with the sub-box play. Nice work from Will Botham, Australian youth under-20s squad member, coming onto the field there for the Wallsend Wolves, and he'll figure prominently in this game. Looking around on the 7, he's got a very good slide dive. Great defence there from the Maitland Redbacks. Reg Nichols made a really important touch there in the link position. And they're just looking to shift that ball over towards their sub-box to make life a little bit harder for the Maitland Redbacks to get off the field. Nice little latch play here from the Maitland Redbacks. Toby McDonald, beautiful latch play. They've got some real momentum here coming through the middle. Nice direct line. Oh, just an unfortunate end to that set, but what an impressive set from the Maitland Redbacks. This is real end-to-end stuff in this men's 20s clash. I hope you're enjoying it at home on the live stream or in the stadium here with us. Yeah, penalty there for an over-vigorous touch there in that midfield, and that's something that the Maitland Redbacks can ill afford to do, is to give this Wallsend Wolves team, who won the New South Wales Country Championships in October. So, yeah, they've come into this tournament very well credentialed, and we'll see what they can do here. Yeah, great call from the referee there. Nice little quickie play there close to the line, and well diffused by the Maitland Redbacks. And it's more pressure now for the Maitland Redbacks. 6 to go. Got a hand in there. It'll be interesting to see what the Wallsend Wolves come up with on this repeat set in terms of this sequence. They're coached by Dylan Thomason, who's one of the very, very best in terms of sequencing and stuff. So expect some really good structured plays coming out of this Wolves outfit. Yeah, lovely piece of play by Ashton Daly, coming around on the sweep and then, delivering the ball back on the inside for Samuel Graham, who dots down. He's a try-scoring machine, Graham, and he's got the Wallsend Wolves off to a 1-0 lead. See what the Redbacks can do in response here. They're just coming down, nice little sweeper play here. They got him in a bit of trouble, but nice cover again by Daly. So he's in the thick of action, both in attack and defence for the Wolves in the early stages of this game. And I'm now joined in commentary by the man himself, Luke Heckendorf. Good to see you, my friend. How are things?
Oh, going very well, Carly. Good to get back up into the commentary box. Been refereeing a few games over the weekend, and it's good to be here watching Maitland Wallsend, a really local derby up here in Port Macquarie.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Good to have you here. And how's it been so far with your effing mates? Been some hectic games for you?
Oh, there's been some big games. We've been trying to keep them under control, keep some of the coaches under control as well. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. No implications there, but no, it's been a really good tournament so far, and coming towards the business end of the tournament as well. So we'll see how we all go. As there's a long ball thrown out to the wing, winger catches it to step, jink, but we'll see if he can get anything there.
Yeah, he's a class act, Lockie Spicer. Got a beautiful left to right, and there's the flick pass coming out. He'll be a ball player. He'll definitely have an influence on this game as it goes on, Luke.
So both teams, I'm sure you know a couple of these players in both of these teams. Who are the ones we're looking out for?
Yeah, mate, I know most of these boys obviously from the Hunter Hornets region, and both teams are in really good form at the New South Wales Country Championship. So the Wallsend Wolves came away with the title there. So yeah, expect, as I said, Lockie Spicer. He's a very, very good player. Will Botham, who's in the Australian Under-20 youth squad, so he's another one to look out for. He was in the Hunter Western Hornets Men's Open squad this year at the NTL. So I expect both of those boys to figure quite prominently for the Wolves.
Excellent. So Bailey Caruso with the ball, plays it back to Caruso, back on the inside, touch made. I think we're on touch 3, so we'll see what happens with Camborne making the roll ball back to Caruso. Camborne and Caruso doing a bit of the work in the centre, and we'll see what happens and if they can actually get across the line and see what they can set up. Back in, flicked out to the link, trying to catch a few players offside, and referee Rob Mackay points to the spot. And that is a try for Wallsend. They go 2 tries up over Maitland.
Yeah, and both the touchdowns that the tries that the Wallsend Wolves have accrued so far have been on that 7 metre area. And I think if I'm in the Maitland coaching box, I'm sort of having a say to the boys to say, try to get out past the 8 if you can, and let's take the dive over option away from the Wolves, because they're very dangerous every time they get in on that 7 metre.
Very quick. It's almost like we often refer to as the static play, so the game sort of stopped. As Maitland runs straight through, it's number 3, Kobe Watini, scores the try right down the centre and points to the spot, hits straight back. Yep,
and same thing, strike dump on the 7. It makes it very, very difficult to be able to stop any sort of sweeper play, any quickie play. You've got to be a pretty good defender to be able to stop it from that range.
From a coach's perspective, Carly, you've got your team goes into score and the other team hits straight back. How important is it to hold them out for that set to make sure you get the ball back?
Yeah, the old adage about the whole 60 seconds, it's really important. And it's now 30 seconds, Luke. The set of 6 is over in 30 seconds, so it's very important that you have the right mindset in terms of what you're doing. And there's Will Botham. Yeah, fantastic play. And that's great refereeing. He's going to award that, but hopefully... Yep, Botham hasn't injured himself. He's got a wonderful slide dive there and showed why he's in our national youth program.
Yeah, excellent. So advantage played as they dive through. I think the scoreboard's a little bit incorrect at the moment, but they'll probably fix it up on the big screen. So don't get too confused if you are seeing that in the background. And we've still got about 22 minutes to go, so anything can happen as Maitland are about to tap off.
Yeah, but back to your question, Luke, it's so important in terms of being able to, if you score one, you don't celebrate till you actually stop it, and I think that's one of the really good things. So yeah, it's very interesting to see the way that teams handle that.
And look to have dived through. I think the winger might have made the touch. We've got a bit of an injury on the field at the moment. Hopefully he's not too bad. We'll just wait and see what happens. Referee's just slowing the game down and saying, look, just take it easy. We'll just check on the player and we'll just see what happens here.
Yeah, he's sort of clutching at that knee, Luke, and that doesn't look good. Let's hope the young man's okay.
He's getting back up, but I think this might be the end of his game.
Yeah.
That one is. It's Logan Douglas, unfortunately being helped off by a couple of teammates, and I'm sure they'll get the medical team down there to have a look at him. But we don't want to see that in a sport, particularly on just so early on in a tournament. We're only halfway through the second day, so there's still another day to go. So hopefully he'll be okay.
Yep.
All right, we're back into it. Maitland with the ball. See what Reg Nichols can do.
Yeah, he's been very sharp early for them, Luke, and I think he's a player that they'll go to a lot during this game. He's got a long ball. He's got good feet on the line. So, yeah, watch for him to figure prominently as this game unfolds.
Yeah, that's Reg Nichols, Maitland's number 10. As Wallsend picks it up just off the ground. Wallsend coming up the middle of the field. Let's see what they can do. Into dummy half. Flicked on. up the middle. We'll see what they can set up. A little bit of indecision made there. They should have probably just dumped that ball on the last touch out to the link. They'll turn that one over and see if they can get the stop on this play. As we see Maitland now working it out of their own end, shifting it over towards the substitution area. See a couple of players make their way off the field and they'll quickly fan onto the field, coming through up the middle. A little bit in the way in the dummy half, but we'll see what happens as they come up the middle. Fifth touch called by the referee. Up the middle goes number 25, over to 18, flicks that, but that has gone good 2 or 3 metres forward, and I think we'll see a penalty for that forward pass, and we do.
Yep, for sure. But nice work there from Bailey Tranter. Ran a nice direct line, had his eyes up and was looking to play some really good vision footy. That's great defence, again, coming out of the line and really putting pressure on this juggernaut that is the Wallsend Wolves. Usually they've, as I said earlier in the call before you got here, they're coached by Dylan Thompson, so very sort of slick rucking operation. They'll go to the sub box fairly smartly and they'll try and create a lot of back end flow after the first 3. So really great defence from the Redbacks in terms of being able to keep him out on that set, but then to concede a penalty, it's not really what you want to have happen. But let's see how they go defending this set. All
right, Wallsend looking to score, throw it out, back out to the wing. Good defence on the wing by number 26, who's Riley Stacey.
Yeah, he read that very well, didn't he, Luke?
He read it really well as a winger coming across. You see it sometimes. The winger probably looking for the tap back, but number 10 on the inside, KM Hunt, just wasn't there. So we'll see what Wallsend can come up with in the static plays, which they have scored most of their tries. So the static play where they pass it back and forth on that line to see if they can get across. We'll just see what they can set up while they pull the Maitland Redbacks out off the line as they pass over to the left, back on the inside. Ooh, I think he might have just gotten away with that one. That ball looked to have been thrown a little bit forward. Yeah,
and 6 to go in the lane seems to be the talking point of the tournament, doesn't it, Luke?
It always is. It's one which is a little bit contentious whether they're playing at the ball or not, as Wallsend looked to dive through. I think the touch was made. But, the rule states you've got to play at the ball. But you sometimes have to look at it from a refereeing point of view, as have you put yourself in that position to stop the ball? So that is actually playing at the ball if anyone is out there listening. So looks to have possibly scored in here. Referee saying no, it's a penalty. You were offside, then made it back. So forced sub for the Maitland Redbacks player. Wallsend probably should be getting on with this pretty quickly while that player's coming back onto the field. Yeah. And it's number 13 coming back on, Chase Butler. And they're in to score in the corner on number 9, Ashton Daly.
Yeah, nice, quick, smart play from Samuel Graham. Took the quick tap, got it out to Ashton, and Ashton ran his line. He's a very good young player, Ashton Daly. Doesn't get a lot of raps. He's done a lot of work. Had him at Hunter Sports High School when I was there, Luke, and was in the touch program there. And good to see him progressing through, the school ranks into the community touch and coming here and playing for the Wallsend Wolves. Yeah,
you've got the Wallsend Wolves, Maitland Redbacks. It's an area of New South Wales which is really, really strong for both touch football and rugby league. Wallsend Wolves is a club which I've been involved in for a few years, probably 10 years ago now, showing my age, when I was at university up in the Newcastle region. But the strength in that region is very, very strong. So hopefully we'll see Wallsend with a few good results over the weekend in all divisions. Very strong club.
Absolutely, and they've done a really, really good job over the last few years to really build up their junior development programs. President Nat Little has done a fantastic job, and her committee worked really, really hard. And it's a real credit to the club and to the history of the place. It's a fantastic club, as you know, Luke, and great to see them putting on a show out here today.
So dummy half touched in there. Speaking of Wallsend, you've got the Ron Andrews Clubhouse, which I was always known. So there's a lot of history in the club. They definitely look after the history as well. And it was a very good club to be involved in whilst I was up there.
And a shout out to Ronnie Andrews. He had been in poor health of late, but he's coming back really well. And the Andrews family, what a great touch family, for our sport.
Fifth touch called by referee Mackay in the middle. And we'll see if Maitland can do anything on this last touch. It looks to have just shut down a little bit. I'm not sure if they knew it was last touch, so they'll turn that over and they go through. Speaking of Nat Little, her son, Lincoln, playing in your team this weekend. How's he going?
Yeah, Lincoln's playing some really good footy. It's good to see him back and doing what he does best. And very very good to have him on board. And he's been a mainstay of the Dragons, for many years now. So yeah, had him when I actually coached at Wallsend when he was a 16-year-old. The first year I coached there, and then when we went to Doylo, I took him and Mitch Wilton with me. So yeah, pretty good decision in the end.
Yeah, no, excellent player, and also USA representative. I remember him playing for the USA back in 2015 at his first World Cup, and who knows, you might see him back in those colours, or we might even see him in the green and gold. We'll wait and see in a couple of years.
Yeah, very, very, very good player.
Oh, big hit from the Wallsend player. I think he's lucky not to be penalised. He's actually come off worse for wear there, so we'll see if he's okay. He's got the mullet, so he's probably tough as nails, and we'll see how he picks himself back up on the last touch.
Absolutely.
And turned over. So Wallsend now working it out of their own end. See what they can do. Winger's down there tying his shoelaces up. He's back up in the line now. So
if I'm knowing Tomo, that's probably a set play to pretend he's doing the shoelace up. No, I'm kidding. It's all good.
You never know. You never know. Maybe up the other end of the field. We'll see what the Wallsend come up with. A few fresh legs onto the field.
Looking for the fly. They got their... they just got the format a little bit wrong. But here's Will Botham.
Ooh, intercept up
here we
the middle.
go.
He's away. Not sure if he has the legs. Number 10. We see Maitland running it back over towards the box. I thought Hunt might have just gotten away, but not quite the legs, as we see fresh players coming on for the Maitland Redbacks.
They've got the extra touch there, Luke, from the intercept. So
yeah, if you are new to touch football or you haven't read the 8th edition rules, you get a 0 touch off an intercept or a touched in flight. So you get almost 7 touches. Almost, you do get 7 touches. 0 touch off that one as he flicks it back inside. Referee's found a penalty.
I'm glad you can count to 7 there, Luke. I feel a little bit more confident when we get some of those plays. So.
Exactly. It's one which you have to call out. It's one that doesn't happen all the time, but off those intercepts you do get that 0 touch. Yep. And the idea was to promote the play rather than letting it hit the ground. Promote positive play, catch the ball and keep going. Maitland.
No, absolutely.
Looking to play. Let's have a look. Lockie Spicer in the middle. See what he can create with number 19. Throws it out to the link. 18 steps back. Throws it back in the inside to Spicer. Let's have a look as he sweeps around. Not quite on. So see what they can come up with. My mistake. It's Bailey Tranter. I'm throwing the wrong names out as we go back through the middle. Referee calls play on. And they score over there. So Bailey Tranter, apologies. Calling you Spicer. Excellent try by the Redbacks.
Yeah, nice touchdown there to Troy Morris in the corner. The Wallsend Wolves middle there. Luke Bull stuck the hand out. He just needed to, hold his position a little bit, just stick the hand out a little bit sooner, and he would have been able to, put an end to that play. And over in the box, I can see Dylan just having a chat, telling him exactly that. But great work from the Maitland Redbacks, and game on at 3-2 or 4-2.
Wallsend coming through. We'll get a score update in a moment. Not sure what's happening at the moment, but we'll see what we can do as Wallsend with the ball. Taking it through up to the middle of the park, but they'll play it out. They'll really try and pull the Maitland Redbacks out of their 7. 5th touch called by the referee. Long ball thrown.
Tom Brady.
Yes.
Go deep.
We've got the players not moving forward off the line, I think is the call from Rob Mackay.
Yeah. Very good refereeing by Rob Mackay, and I think it's great that our youth players get the opportunity to be refereed by some of the best referees, because or the most experienced referees, because it's an education process, Luke, as you know, both for players and for coaches. So
Rob Mackay in the middle, come all the way over from Perth. He's one of Western Australia's leading referees.
Yeah, I think he refereed my Youth Trans-Tasman series in the 18 boys in 2020, Luke.
Yeah, he's plenty of experience in the middle, and Wallsend in to score in the corner.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Great left to right. Again, really, really well set up, and they're constructing their sets really well, and I think that Dylan will be pretty happy with the way that they're, controlling the repeats and just going through their processes and making sure that they're dotting the I's and crossing the T's, coming into finals day tomorrow.
And Maitland now looking to hit back. It looks like Douglas, who scored that try, is back on. He's healthy, had the magic spray. And Maitland just losing the ball. That's a little bit unfortunate, but they've still got plenty of time. There's 10.5 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot can happen in 10.5 minutes, can't it?
Oh, absolutely, mate. And that's the beauty of State Cup, and that's why, like, as I say, it's the best tournament in the world. It's so unpredictable, and so much can happen, and it's never over.
As unpredictable as the weather has been over the weekend. 1 minute it's raining, the next minute it is hot and still, the next minute you got wind and rain. Sun's out for this game, so we'll see what they can come up with.
Yeah, unfortunately the strike dump was well inside the 7, and that probably then put the timing off there for Lockie Spicer as he was trying to sort of work out what his sort of options were. So yeah, I'm sure that Dylan will be addressing that over there, sort of making sure that they make sure the strike dumps are on that 7 metre.
It's Maitland on touch number 4, I believe it is, coming through. Referee making a call, and he's found a penalty, and we've got a forward pass. So Wallsend thrown the ball away. I think he might get March 10 here.
Yeah.
Yep. March 10. Got to make sure you return that ball. If you're going to throw it, at least make sure it gets to the player.
Yep, absolutely.
And we'll have a tap off. Probably not too much of an issue right in the middle of the field, and there's still plenty of time, so we'll see what Wallsend can come up with.
Yeah, both of them on the 7. He's dangerous.
Oh,
there he is.
Looks to be slammed down. It's number 3, Will Botham, scoring the try. Very good play.
Yeah, and he is, one of the best quickie exponents for his age in the country, and his experience playing, NTL for the Hunter Western Hornets this year, he grew exponentially. We had to take a very young team because the likes of Alex and Dan Langbridge, etc., were unavailable. So it gave me an opportunity to blood, 6 or 7 young guys in that under 20 age group, and they're out here and they're showing, the benefit of, playing in a tournament such as the NTL. So yeah, fantastic opportunities for young players everywhere, aren't there, Luke?
Yeah, well, they're knocking the door down. They're basically saying, well, if you're playing if you're busy, you might be playing rugby league, and if you're not going to turn up, we're going to turn up and we're going to show what we can do, and they definitely have. So let's see what they can come up with at the back end of this game. We still have 8 minutes. It's 6-2 to Wallsend, but a lot can happen in 8 minutes. How many tries can you put on in 8 minutes? If we've seen it over the weekend, as an intercept's taken, and just what we were talking about, that brings the scores to 6-3, and Maitland might just have a sniff with number 18. I think it's Toby McDonald.
Yeah, he's a great young kid, Toby. I've known pretty well. I used to do some skill sessions with him of an afternoon. Very keen touch player. I remember when he was about 13 or 14, coming to watch the Youth Trans-Tasman series in Newcastle, and he and his mates went out for the day, and just loves his touch, and great to see Toby get an intercept, and and he's been with him since he was under 8, so fantastic for him to get one on the big stage here.
Yeah, it looked like he read that one straight out of dummy half with the pass, as Wallsend will look to hit straight back. It looks like they've got them beaten, and we'll see what the referee comes up with. Looks like the players called the touch, but I think that's the right call.
Yeah,
Ball was
done.
down.
Yep, and a try there to Bailey Caruso. So yeah, nice work again. Nice hit back from the Wolves. The problem for the Redbacks is every time they'll have an encouraging piece of play and get an upper hand, then the Wolves are hitting back, which is what you alluded to really early on, that whole, next hit back after a try. And it's just crucial to try to get, some teams, have, like stop defenders that go out there as specialists to try to, curb, the hit back option, but it's very, very difficult. Our game is so fast and so many good attacking players and just opportunities for tries that it can end up quite high scoring, Luke.
So Wallsend basically saying, well, we've given you one, we're going to hit straight back, edge it out, let's see what Maitland can do in this situation. Ball unfortunately going to ground, so Wallsend will work it off their own line, and I just get the feeling if Wallsend can just manage the game, just do what they need to do, run it up and down the park, they will more than likely come away with the win. But you can never count off Maitland, and you can never count off a team in the under-20s. Anything can happen. Maitland looking at it's a very, very tough touch on that one. Yeah, referee's got that one. So good play Rob Mackay again, looking to see what happens.
Play the advantage, and then, fantastic. And that's all you can ask for, as players, as a coach. Referees who do that, mate, and sort of have that eyes up ability to sort of, let's see if there's an advantage. If there's not, if there's no advantage more than 7 metres, and we're going to give you the penalty, absolutely love it.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see. So excellent work as Wallsend look to capitalise on that penalty coming in. Dump on the 7, runs into the in goal. Let's see what he can do. Looking around for a teammate, and referees saying...
He is Mr. Elusive, isn't he?
All good. That's a try.
Yeah, Will Botham, great work again. He is having a day out here this afternoon at the Port Macquarie Regional Stadium.
And number 14 from Maitland, Kynan Butler, has been sent to the sin bin. I can only imagine he has... said maybe a few choice words to Rob Mackay after that try. I believe it's more than likely frustration.
Yeah.
Let's just have a look and see what referees... We can't hear what they're saying, but let's just take a look and see what happens as a result of this. So, he is off to the sin bin. And I can only imagine he's maybe given Rob Mackay a few choice words. But that's frustration. You're at State Cup. You're there to win. And... that's what happens in these under-20s. They've got passion, there's testosterone, they're fired up. So I'm sure he will be up that end and just have a think about what he might have said instead.
Yep, absolutely. On the 7, there are a chance here. That is outstanding refereeing. That is really, really good refereeing. The strike dump was on the 7. There was no way in the world that the defender got onside. I love the referee, gave a quick look to the sideline, confirmed, and, play on advantage. And that's all you can want, when you get your strike dump on the 7. And I really feel like that's an area, Luke, that the referees have got really, really right during this tournament. And you feel like you're going to get value for your money if you manage to get a strike dump in that area. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's 7 metres. It's a long way to get back on side. So unless you're very, very quick... the attack definitely has the upper hand, but it's one which the referees played the advantage and got through and allowed Maitland to score. I think that one was Reg Nichols who scored, so as we look on the replay.
Yeah, and he's an impressive young player. He's been Maitland's best player, and it's really nice to see him, get a touchdown for all his hard efforts for the Redbacks this afternoon, Luke.
So, just under 3.5 minutes to go. Wallsend up by 4, and we'll see what Maitland can do in defence. Just get the feeling it might just be a little bit too far away, though if they hit back, hold them out, we'll see what they can do. But it's going to be a tough ask with only 5 players on the field. Out from half, throws it, goes to ground.
Special. And there is a bit of space here with the wings. The Maitland Redbacks defence is a little bit bunched, so I'm sure Dylan's over there in the sub box and recognise that. There's a passive line there, or there's also just a 4-on-3 and a rip to the winger. So interesting to see if they address that in the last 2.5 minutes of this game.
So Maitland through Merton in the middle with the visor on backwards, protecting the back of his neck, no doubt. As 25 with the ball, Tranter comes through, makes the touch on the player. A few players offside. I think they got away with one there, the Wolves.
Absolutely, they did, Luke.
We'll see what Maitland can do if they can hold them out before they get their player back on the field as Wallsend look to spread it. And this might be where we see them run through. Look at that play. He's stepped, he's jinked, he's gone straight through the middle, puts the ball down. It's number 3. Botham, stand, you can raise your bat. That's a try.
Yeah, fantastic. As he said, a great game, and he's shown his class in this game, and he's really, all the other 20s teams, that's probably the danger man, for the Wolves, and, everybody needs, their marquee players to step up when the pressure's on. So, Will's building nicely into this tournament, and he'll be a very important player for these guys as they go deeper into the tournament on finals day tomorrow.
So, score is now 9 tries to 4 to Wallsend. Minute and a half to go. So, Carly, I just ask as Maitland goes on the attack, let's see what they can create as they just lose the ball, so Wallsend will work it out from their own end. What would Dylan Thompson be saying to his troops over on that far side to the Wallsend team in the sub-box? What would the words of wisdom be from him at the moment, do you think?
Yeah, he'd just be wanting the boys to, finish finish out their sets. There's probably a play that he'd be looking to run here that he wants to, just get a little bit of work with, and he'd be disappointed, with that end. But knowing him very well as I do, he wouldn't be happy with that. He's got his arms crossed over there, and
he's a pretty serious customer. When it comes to his touch football, that's for
he's
sure.
Very passionate, Dylan, and he's one of the sharpest operators in the game, and I've had the pleasure of working with him for close to a decade now, and absolutely, love his work, and the contribution that he's made at Wallsend over the last 2 years has really helped, not only their players but their coaches come along as well.
No doubt, his passion. I've been on the end of some of his passion before as the long ball's thrown to the wing. But that is touch football with the passion, and we don't hold anything against anyone. It's a great game of touch footy, and there's some great players out there, and Dylan is one of them. As Wallsend will look to close this out. There's only about 10 seconds to go. Let's see if they can get through uninjured, work it up the park, and I think they'll just look to round this out. There's a ball down, so there might be one final play for Maitland.
Have a go, Maitland.
Let's go. Throw it out to the wing. No, it's not on. So that's all she wrote. Wallsend victorious in the men's 20s, 9 tries to 4. How do you wrap that one up, Carly?
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance by the Wallsend Wolves. They were sharp. They were consistent through the midfield. Their game on the 7 metre, their static game's, in order. Their processes are good. Their line defence wasn't really tested that much. So they're looking good, though, for tomorrow. And that man, Will Botham, what a performance, what an individual performance. And he'll be hard to stop, as indeed will the Wallsend Wolves as they enter into finals tomorrow. But for the Maitland Redbacks, wholehearted effort. Reg Nichols, he was excellent. He had a great game, and he kept trying to throw punches. He was doing his best for the Redbacks, and they can be well pleased with their event, Luke. And great advertisement for the standard of touch in the Hunter Hornets region.
Excellent. All right, we'll leave you with that, and we'll be back in around 3 or 4 minutes with mixed open Wollongong up against Penrith Panthers.